Hello everybody, or anybody if you're out there watching me. Hi, I'm Jane Morton. I'm a psychic counsellor, psychic medium, holistic therapist. Depends what I feel like, what I want to be today. And thank you for joining me on my show, live on SPTV. So, who have we got watching? I did have a little peek before I went live. Hi, Hesval. I always get your name wrong, don't I? Hope you're all well. Yes, we are. Really wet and blustery here. Oh, can't remember. It's been lovely and sunny here. A little bit chilly, a little bit ground frost, but no, don't know where you are, all wet and blustery. But I do feel for you. We've got it coming apparently though. Hello, lovely Tina. Thanks for joining. Had a lovely me day today. Good for you. Hi, Shelley. Some nice trees. Do you know what? That's what I'm missing, going out into the forest and woods. I've got to get this leg more moving. Hi, Natalie. Hi, Shalasta. I'm going to apologise. You know, if you've been watching me before, I'm terrible with pronouncing it. Shalor. Thank you for joining us from Melbourne, Australia. Thank you very much. Lovely picture. Hi, Sue. Hi, Lauren. Hi, Alison. Oh, Alison. Not allowed to pick on you, am I? Hi, Tyler. Is that Tyler then? Be on time, Tyler. Be on time, you beautiful person. But it's from Richard, not from me. Hi, Louise. Hi, Pamela. Very nice, Pamela. I know, I see that earlier. Very nice. Hi, Christine. Well, technology's slow again. Done, Shelley. Hi, Amanda. You're done, Christine. Come on, Mr. Producer, keep up. Stop playing with your software. Done, Debbie. Hi, Chloe. So tell me you're connected, you two, because you've got the same surname. Hi, Terry. Lovely Terry. Hi, Kim. I feel like I've been gone for ages because I've missed a show last night. I think it means Ricky. Oh, it's Ricky that's not on time, Charlie. That's it. Blame Ricky when he can't see here. Pronounced Shiloh. My first time watching you. Thank you, Shiloh. Thank you. I am terrible with name pronunciations. Hello, Tracy. And Ricky says, what is time? No, Richard said you should know by now, but I read that as you're saying, what is time? Time is just time, isn't it? But sometimes we do have to be on time, boys. I've got to come here on time. So you two got to. Anyway, hope you're both well. That's it. Okay then, I do feel a little bit like I've been gone ages because I missed the show, didn't I, a fortnight ago? Anyone that obviously watches me regularly, but here I am back with you. I can't wait till it's a little bit lighter as well because the evenings are getting lighter and lighter. So today, what we're going to do then? We're going to hope someone's going to ask me a question. Hello, Edward. Recommended by my sister. Oh, lovely. Hope you enjoy it, Edward. Hi, Joanne. Oh, I've got some first-time newbies. I hope. Are you new watching me as well as SPTV, or you've watched others? I hope. So yeah, but thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoy it. So what I do to the newbies, I do psychic counselling. I used to do a show where people used to ask me spiritual questions, but now you can ask me anything, and if I can answer it, I will answer it. And if I can't answer it, I'll tell you I can't answer it. And if a bit of psychic or mediumship comes in while I'm doing it, even better. If you do ask me a question, I will then pull your card and give you a mini reading. But please, could you like and share as much as possible so that we can get some more viewers out there, and we'd really appreciate that. And of course, check out the SPTV website and subscribe, because the more people that follow us, the better, because we love you all. Hi, Lynn. Thanks for joining us. Hello at no, I've done Chloe and Jackie, because hello at Jackie Passmore. Jackie's been on, then Chloe's been on, so, and I said they must have been related, and she's just put hello at Jackie Passmore. So she's obviously saying hello to her. I'm saying mum. So yeah, we've got 2 members of family watching, because there's no way they knew each other with the same surname as by coincidence. But yeah, so, and that's what I do. So if anyone wants to ask me some questions tonight, especially you newbies, if you want to ask me something, fire away. I'll see what I can do. If you... Oh yes, exciting news. Dum, dum, dum. Our new... I needed the sound effect there, Mr. Producer. We got a new site going live on Monday, so please check that out as well. I've been playing around with it, having a little look, so look out, because I may start booking some workshops on there. Won't that be a surprise? Because I normally just do my show and disappear to the next one. But yeah, it's a great site. Rich has done really well working on that, so go and have a look as soon as it goes live. So, no questions. What are we going to do then? Should we sit and talk about something? Okay. Oh, but I'll tell you the subject that's off limits tonight. Do not anyone mention to me the famous interview. All right? Not that I've watched it. Have you watched it, Miss Producer? Oh, it's all over. If it was Brexit once, and then it was coronavirus another time. Now the new news to moan about is Meghan and Harry. You know, Prince Harry. He's a monarch of our country. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying... So it's Miss Producers. I'm not saying that on live TV. Either way, they did an interview. You must have heard about it, Mr. Producer, with Oprah Winfrey, and it went live last night. And I cannot believe every time I do go on my Facebook page to do an update on my business page, everyone is moaning about it. And do you know what my attitude is? If you're moaning about it and you didn't like him in the first place, why did you even bother going on and watching it? Don't get it. But we love to moan, us Brits. Okay, so anyone that's new that's watching me, you can ask me any sort of question, really. Like I said, you can ask me spiritual questions. You can ask me if you're interested in anything particular and you've just started your spiritual journey, or you're just interested in something and you want to have a bit more background on it. If I can answer it, I will. I have got quite a bit of knowledge, but still learning. I always say we learn right up until the day we go back and relearn. And also, obviously, if anyone wants to ask me some relationship advice or general advice, please do. Tonight's show's it's normally about readings and just chat, sort of chit chat and advice. Sometimes mediumship comes out, but I'm not on here tonight as a medium, but there are plenty others that do that on this production company, so please do tune into our shows as well. So yeah, ask me whatever you like, because otherwise you're going to be still sitting there waiting for me to do something, and I always get told I waffle. So unless, Mr. Producer, you've got something you think we could talk about, and then I'll talk about it to everyone that's watching, waiting. Maybe they're a bit shy. Okay. 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 Right. Yeah. So come on. I know a lot of you, when you tune in, you want to know about your loved ones. You want to check your loved ones are all right, or you want a connection to your loved ones. And like I said, if you ask me a general question, Hi, Steph. You're not late because I'm still waffling, so you're lucky. Yeah, if you want to ask just a general question, please do. And then when I pull a card, we may get some answers from a loved one. But like I said, I'm not actively working as a medium tonight. If a spirit comes in and talks to me, that's great. But tonight is more about the psychic counselling side, and it's more about advice and, you know, just generally giving that back, any feedback. What's your favourite part of being a spiritualist, Chloe? Yeah, I was going to say, it's something that even I used to make the mistake of saying. Spiritualist is actually, how do we put it? It's sort of classed as a belief, I suppose, isn't it? Like a religion, but not. I'm spiritual. This is how I say, I'm a spiritual person. So I'm on a spiritual journey. So most of the things I do in my life, and I say most because I'm still human as well, and I do like socialising, having a good drink now and then as well when you can get out. But most spiritual people are, when they're on their journey, they are drawn to sort of spiritual sort of paths and kindness, and it's about showing kindness and love and compassion to others, and it's about not taking things for granted and being calmer and more peaceful, I think, within themselves. And then we sort of follow a different type of journey. I'm not saying it's anyone's on the wrong journey as such, but we seem to be more at peace with ourselves and obviously in calmer, better places because we tend to take things at a more relaxed state. A spiritualist, if excuse me, because I do feel like someone's coming around now. A spiritualist is somebody that normally, now I don't do the church things, but correct me if I'm wrong, Miss Producer, but they tend to be more practicing, don't they, and work in churches, and it is a more of a belief, isn't it? Yeah, it's a religion. Yeah, yeah. So I have so spiritualist is like a religion, and it's man-made, where this Mr. Producer just said, where faith is something you believe in. I believe in spiritual things, and obviously because I believe in spiritual things, because I am a psychic, I'm a working psychic, so obviously I don't just come on here and bore people every 2 weeks. I work as a psychic. That is my main job now. Obviously I do some mediumship. I work as a healer. I'm a Rahani celestial healer, so I work with all things spiritual, and my intent, and even my holistic therapy, it is all to work with others and help others. So I work because I want to try and enhance and help other people that may be struggling or need, just need somewhere to go and sort of get that extra support. Spiritualists, I mean, I've got obviously other hosts on there that are, they go to church, the spiritualist church, and they under the SNU, and that's what suits them. But I don't go to the spiritualist church. I don't practice the spiritualist religion, if that's how you put it, because for me, I've been seeing spirit since I was 5 years old. I had quite a big gap in my life where I sort of stopped seeing spirit and actually tried to suppress what I could do, because I didn't really want to tell anyone when I used to tell people and then I got laughed at, so I stopped telling people and sort of tried to shelf it. So I can't change who I am and what I can do. All I can do now is work with it, and I wish I'd done it a lot longer, because it certainly does enhance my life and keeps me on a level playing field now. And it's weird because I don't worry about things like I used to when I was much younger and fitter, Jane. So I hope that answers your question, Chloe, because people do get confused with it. I'm very scientific. I'm a Virgo, so I like my science as well. And I have done a lot of studying this year. I've done a lot of study on the science behind mediumship. Even my psychic counsellor diploma was based on the fact I had to understand my ability. And that's not because I didn't trust it, but I wanted to be able to understand it. So when people ask me questions a bit like that, I could actually answer it and or have some knowledge on it, because there's a lot of science behind what we do, but it is still mocked, unfortunately, by still some as a entertainment business, or obviously they're fake, God forbid, but there is a lot of science behind, especially on the mediumship side. So yeah, so I hope that helps, Chloe. Let us know if you sort of got an understanding of that. But there are a lot of people that debate that. But then that's the beauty of being like us. We can, Mr. Producer's laughing now. We can be who we want to be as long as we know how we are working is right for us, and we're not harming anyone, and we're working with good intent and purpose. If it's right for us, it doesn't mean it's wrong for another psychic or another medium. It's about individual choice and how you work and where you sit. And there's just so many bubbles under the spiritual journey path of different things. Like I said, I'm a healer as well. And if someone said to me if they said to me, right, that's it, after this pandemic, say, you can only do one thing and one thing only, I would pick my healing first and foremost over any of my psychic or mediumship abilities. It would be my healing, because that's something that uplifts me, and I just see how it helps others. I've actually got someone watching tonight who I've healed, and they would obviously support that as well. The healing for me is amazing. Hi Siobhan, lovely to see you. I just see something come up with Tyler as well, was it? Hi Angel. Hi Angel Moon. Hello Stacey. I've got to pronounce this one now. Hi Barana. Hi Deb. Thank you for joining me, Deb. I'm very honoured. Right, Tyler and Ricky, we live it. Jane, just as Tyler and myself, you live it. Not a job, it's our life. Yeah, and actually, you've summed it up right, guys, because it's a way of life. It's how we live. It's how we're true to ourselves, and that's what it is. I don't need to go to a church. I don't need to prove myself to anyone. I just live my life in the way I feel fit, and then I do my work alongside it, and that's what it is. It's the life I now live. People may think that's strange that knew me years ago, but that's who I am. Pamela, question: why am I continually tired all the time, Jane? Okay, well, I'm turning to Dr. Hilary now, am I, Pamela? No, bless you. Bless you, Pamela. Do you know what? I have to say, and I don't know if anyone, because obviously I can see Deb's watching, Tyler and Ricky are watching, obviously other hosts on SPTV. I have to say, I don't know what's going on, because I have been extremely tired. When I came on just before we went live, I said to Richard, I didn't know whether I was coming or going. I don't know if it's just in general, we've all been through a tough time, and we just really know we're coming to the end. You know, like if you're doing a marathon, and none of us probably have, but if you were getting to the end and you suddenly know you're getting to the end and it seems harder, that last stretch, that last lap seems harder. I think maybe we've all reached the end of this, and hope and pray this is now coming to the end of this, where we can have some normality back, and maybe our bodies are just winding down that little bit. I don't know, but my body clock, these last few nights, I've been waking up dead on 5:30 every morning without fail. And I always used to be a 4 o'clock sort of waker if I did wake, but now this last few, it's a good week or so, it's been 5:30, and I don't get it, because I'm like, oh, that's quite early. So I don't know, Pam. I really don't know if it has been the energy that's around us. This has been the strangest ever thing that's happened in my lifetime, and I hope it's the only thing strange that happens in my lifetime. But yeah, and you've had a lot going on, Pam, as well, with your health in general, and obviously I'm mindful it's a live forum, so it could just be the same thing. You're reaching a point where you want your normal life back, and we're all sort of, it's like slow motion, because we're all sort of getting nearer to it, but it's seeming harder. It's a bit like being trying to get to it, and it's all going funny. So that's what I would say to you, Pam. But anyone who wants to disagree, and like I said, Deb and Rick and Tyler are on, they may have been feeling the same, but you've been doing a lot of work spiritually, and you've been doing a lot of training, and it's different. You're retuning, because as we're living this life, as Ricky and Tyler said, we're also retuning ourselves. We change our bodies, we change our mindset, we sometimes change our diet. There's lots of things we change when we enhance this sort of spiritual journey, because we start realizing things that are not good for us, and we start replacing it. So, and how's your eye, Pam? How's your eye patch? Has that picked up? See that what you had there, and obviously I know what happened. That could have worn you out, because normally that condition's brought on by a virus. I slept 9 hours still, tired, something in the air. Yeah, I think Deb, yeah, I agree, Deb, because it just is weird. Even when you're awake, you just feel like someone's trying to drain your battery. For you, Pam, I've got number 8 and it's power. Oh, I went to the wrong side then, Mr. Producer. 1 week off and I don't know where I'm going. So I'll hold it up while he's looking for it. But yeah, I agree with Deb. I could have a really good sleep and wake up lately feeling totally dry. I've been going to bed early, and I mean that's not why I'm waking up at 5:30, but it's mad because in the daytime I just feel totally zonked. I just think, oh, what's going on? So maybe we are all picking up an energy, picking up. You know, we know if this is coming to the end. We pray it's coming to the end. That maybe we're just feeling that there's been a lot of negativity, hasn't there, this last year? So Pam, when I look at power for you, I mean, obviously I feel like I know you as much as I haven't met you face to face, but yeah, you are a regular of FSP-TV. When I look at power for you, I look at the lion, I look at the other half, the man, and I just feel sometimes that the divide. I think with you've still, I mean, I know you're doing really well with your mediumship. I think there's still times with you that you're still judging yourself and obviously still just not quite trusting it. And maybe, because I don't know why they're sort of showing me this, but I'm sort of getting the cloak sensation around it. I feel maybe you're not always closing yourself down properly after you've done any work, even if you're doing any work at home on your own. But I just feel you may be doing it when you're in and working in your group, but there's something telling me at home you're not probably putting enough protection around you at the moment. That could make you tired, because if you're not getting that protection around you, that could I've got my smile back, not wearing the patch now. Well done, Pam, that's good, got your smile back. But I think maybe because obviously that when things happen to you like that, sometimes it's because we've opened ourselves up, and you know, like when I broke my leg, there's a reason. I always say there's a reason for everything. But I just feel maybe you're not quite protecting yourself enough at home. If you're doing any practices at home, even when you're meditating, you do need to still look after yourself first and foremost. And I do feel it's a bit of that power to me. It's a powerful card. It's a lovely card in the Psychic Tarot deck, but it feels like you're having a struggle. You've got a very strong mindset 1 minute, but you still have got that underlying, excuse the pun. We've got to try and light these shows up somewhere, haven't we, people? But yeah, I feel like you still have a bit of a power struggle. There's still that Pam that doesn't believe and trust herself underneath all that, and you need to keep going with that because you are doing so well. I sometimes forget to close down. Okay, yeah, I got that one because the cloak sort of made me want to put the cloak around me. Now, I'll be truthful. A lot of people I know don't. I'm not going to say don't protect, but they don't meditate. They don't do lots of things that some of us do. They don't do, and that's fine because if it works for them, And if I was truthful, I've done readings and not meditated before. I haven't got to meditate to pick up on something, but protection is important, and it's something I've always done. Whatever, and closing down is important. It's fine if you've had your own guides out, but it's not fine if you've done anything else and brought anybody else out. You need to let that energy step back. You need to close yourself down and you need to recharge because it can be quite draining. So it just showed me that I wanted to put a cloak around me, which made me feel like I needed to put a cloak around you. And I just think you really do need to pay attention to that. Keep up all your good work, but make sure you protect yourself and close yourself down. And it's something so simple. I don't know what techniques you've been shown, because I know you work with Matt and Kirsty, but you could literally imagine a door or put your fingers up at your forehead, put the teeth in, near your third eye, and just say, I am now closing my door. My door is now closed. It is as simple as that. Visualize the door closed and you've closed yourself down. Breathing, you can do breathing exercises, all sorts you can do. It doesn't have to be how anyone's sort of told you or how it says in a book. Like I said, our journey is our journey. It's what sits right with us, but you must do it and you must be forceful in doing it so that the spirits are aware that you need your time back and they're to step backwards until you're ready to speak with them again. So Pam, protect, naughty girl, and also make sure you're closing down and just ride this tiredness out, because I think we are all feeling it. What about you, Miss Producer? You feeling tired lately? I know you're tired of putting that website together. My right, that way. My left, sorry, right, like that. Yeah, but the card, where's the card going now? That side. All right then. Sorry. Oh, see, I'm not just tired, I'm absent-minded. Hi, Benny. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, I must be really absent-minded today. Hi, Sally. Lovely to see you back. Oh no, what's that with me? Right, Hasva. I really struggle with confidence. How do you overcome this? I was part of a circle, but this ended due to family issues. I'm hoping once lockdown is over, I can get back into it. Okay, your circle, obviously, something's making me want to play with my right wrist, Hasva, when I'm talking to you. I don't know if you've got a problem with your right wrist. It feels like it's really irritating me. Your circle obviously was a face-to-face circle. I just feel that you could have carried on with something. I mean, so many people are doing Zooms for everything. You could have sort of carried on. But also, yes, family must come first, unless you don't get on with them. But no, we should always look after ourselves. I've just said that with Pamela. You know, you've got to put your family first. You've got to put yourself first. But you mustn't forget what you love as well. And if being part of a circle or any spiritual activity you do makes you feel good about yourself, it's something you've got to try and keep up for you. But struggling with your confidence, how, for me, you're going to have to let me know if there's something going on with your right wrist. I feel like it's on fire. I just feel the confidence and the struggling. The circle would have been great. It would have made you feel part of something, which is great. Sometimes they're not, though, because circles aren't for everybody, and also you need to fit in that circle. It's a little bit like a jigsaw with a circle. You need that energy, that collective energy, to feel right for everybody. But I'm not sure whether you would go into that circle for the right reasons. My sort of head is giving me quite a... I feel like you were just trying to do something. I mean, I know you like spiritual stuff because you come on the shows. Yes, okay. Yes, as in, I'm assuming it was a face-to-face circle. I just feel, yeah, you obviously do, you come on the shows, you do your spiritual stuff because it's something you're obviously enjoying and it's something you want to do. But at the moment, it's not, how can I put it without... You don't need to do it to build your confidence back up. Yes, I have a mole, but I caught it the other day. Sorry. That's thrown me. Richard, are you putting up joke ones for me now? Is that like, yes, I have a mole, but I caught it the other day. Sorry. Are we talking a mole like in this espionage spying thing? Are we? Yeah. I just feel... for me to join anything spiritual, even a circle, is about feeling part of something and actually enhancing your faith, your belief, your journey, live the life that you feel you want to live now. And it's there to help you and to help you feel good about yourself. The confidence, if you were practicing psychic work or mediumship, then you need the confidence to go out and do that. But your confidence, I'm feeling, isn't about that. It's about you just needed confidence in general, and that circle isn't really there to enhance that, because once you start enjoying your spiritual journey, your confidence will come back. You'll have to let me know what the mole thing is, because I thought I was reading it wrong then. I've picked for you, Hasva, the heart chakra, number 4. Yeah, I mean, I'm intrigued about the mole, whether it's a real mole with a little button nose. So, yeah, let me know. But the heart chakra for me as well says, I don't feel... I want to be careful I say this, because I'm always mindful everyone's watching. And I know everyone wants me to say something constructive anyway. But I do feel, when I get that, my heart feels quite heavy. And I just don't know whether you've actually found your niche yet. I feel like the heart chakra is saying to me, there's things that you love about the spiritual world, but you're not actually found your niche, and I'm not quite sure you're opening up to it enough at the moment. So it's your confidence is more stifled, because I'm not sure what you actually trust. at the moment. I think there's maybe some trust issues still going on there, and how much you're willing to on my wrist, love. Oh my God, so sorry. Because I went on about my right. See, slap me down, Miss Producer. I've lost my marbles. That makes sense then, because yeah, it's shoot me. My wrist is I've made it really red where I've itched it. So well, much love to you for that, and hope that sending lots of healing that gets better. But yeah, I felt that's quite painful. So I don't know if after the op you've had some burning sensation with it. But thank you for confirming that. We were imagining all sorts going across your lawn and digging it up. But anyway, yeah, I just feel your heart chakra that you need to find. You haven't quite found your niche yet, and you need to find something that really uplifts you, really brings you out, and you really enjoy. And I also think you need to start trusting it a bit more, because it can be scary joining circles or going into any spiritual workshop or just watching a show like this. It can be scary if you're still not sure about it, but you've got to try and remove that doubt, and you've got to try and go with it and enjoy it. There is nothing scary, she says, and all shoots past my head now. There is nothing scary about being on a spiritual journey, because it's there to enlighten you, and it's there for you to enjoy. You should never be scared of it. Yes, there are some practices and there are some things that can be maybe not quite on par, but on the whole, most spiritual work is done with good intent, and it's about opening up and enjoying that experience and living a better and fuller life. It is not about scaring people or anything like that. And I always say we should be scared of the living, not the dead. So I don't know if you're in your circle, because I'm getting a feeling of some sort of connection as well when you're in that circle. Obviously, again, I've not sat in a, well, I've sort of sat in a circle and I haven't, but it's not quite. It's obviously in a mediumship circle, and there's lots of connecting to spirit, and I'm just feeling at the moment that's not quite, you're not quite getting on board with it. So let me know if that makes sense to you, and good luck with your wrist. I shall stop itching mine and send you lots of healing for yours. Okay, have we got any more questions, Mr. Producer? Well, I'll just sit here then and talk to myself as usual. Hello, Letitia. Good afternoon. So you're somewhere, America or somewhere? Oh yeah. All right. That's where. Is that not where? I can't say it that either. God, I'm gonna have to go and take my teeth out and put them back in. No, they're not false. They're actually mine. Isn't that where Ricky and Tyler live? No, right, okay, right. Julie, first time seeing you. Thanks for your time. Thank you, Julie, and thank you for your time. You probably just caught me talking about a mole digging up someone's garden and wonder what's going on about. Charlotte, what do you do when there is absolutely no information anywhere about something Spirit has shown you, but you action it and works to a T? How do you promote something I know nothing about? Right, hang on, I've got to dissect that. What do you do when there is absolutely no information anywhere? So I'm guessing that you're saying when you action something, you've been given something. You've obviously been given a message, or you've been shown something by spirit, and you've obviously accepted that spirit. You haven't doubted that. When you say you action it and it's worked to a T, how do you promote something you don't know nothing about? Do you know, I feel like that's like a double-edged question. You know, like I can't explain. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Right. Sorry, people. Mr. Producer's just talking to me. I think he should be here and I should be behind the scenes. So he's read it as that you say, for instance, we'll give an example. You got a message or you've got a sign saying, say, don't cross the road. You didn't cross the road. A truck went by. You realised that, you know, it's a good job you didn't cross the road. And now it's how do you promote that and try and show that when you don't know nothing about it. This is where, when we were talking about earlier on about the faith, this is where you have to trust and have faith in what you do, and you have to believe it. Now, I know there's some people, they see a feather and they keep seeing feathers, and they're just every feather's from spirit. And don't get me wrong, I see feathers at certain times, and especially if they're different colours, and I think, yeah, that's a message. But not every feather, especially if you're having a pillow fight or you're plumping out your feathered pillows, is a message from spirit. But your instinct, your gut, your intuition tells you when it's a message. And for me, if something's happened to you, Charlotte, and if you can give us an idea if me and Mr. Producer are on the right track, when something happens like that, it's your gut instinct that stopped you doing something, and it's your trust. And this is where people get confused as well, because we all have that, whether we work spiritually or not. Everyone has an instinct to work with their instinct. So, and well, look, who's doing this show, me or you? I'll tell you what. So yeah, so it is your intuition, and everyone has it. We all know when we walk into a place, whether we feel comfortable. We all know if we're walking down a road and there's a dark alley or someone's comes out, or you just know not to be there. That intuition, that gut instinct, we all have. We all have that fight or flight mode in us. You know, it is a natural human instinct, but it is an instinct, and it's an instinct that psychics tune into and work with when they work with their abilities. So for me, whatever's happened that you're saying you can't show how to promote it, how you promote it is within yourself, because as long as you know, as long as you trust it, you then start developing how you feel and how you want to be, and that's when you start looking at different paths or different journeys where you know what appeals to you, what you're interested in, and you start relaxing and going into it. And that's really, it's not about promoting it, because we haven't got to sit here and promote what we do, what we believe in. I mean, it's great for business if we get clients, but seriously, it's about what we trust, what we believe in ourselves. So promoting it to others, I'm a great believer, despite the fact, obviously I do psychic counselling, despite the fact before we went into a pandemic, I was doing a drop-in centre so people could ask similar questions like this. I believe that we just have to go with it and just be ourselves, and that we haven't got to force feed that down someone's throat. It'd be great if everyone could be full of love and light and have an awakening, as people put it, but we can't always do that. And some people will never awake to this path because they weren't meant to, because their journey wasn't the same as ours. So we just go with it. Promoting it isn't really, and then shows like this, you know, productions like this promote a spiritual journey, but we're not here to push it down people's throats. Yes, Spirit showed me a healing method called Suji. Say that, Mr. Producer, so I can repeat it. He's laughing. Word Doscus in the, yeah, anyway, and it did it on, yeah, it did it on 3 people, exactly how Spirit showed me how to do it. Worked. Oh my God, but I googled it, absolutely nothing showed. Okay. Well, I could see it looked Japanese. Something told me it was. No, I don't want to explain what it is. Have you googled it then, Mr. Producer, and found something? Yeah. So it's not. Is it based on? Well, no, because I'm going. Yeah. So sorry, people. So obviously we've worked out it's Japanese, but Mr. Producer said it's to do with numbers, and it's about how they say that we go back to a single digit. Maybe that's why you did it on 3 people and not 10 or double numbers. Now I'm going to have to say, and I'm not just in any other healing method just because I do Rahani. Rahani, the founder of Rahani, had a similar thing. She was shown a path by spirit, and she was told how to do it. Well, actually, it wasn't any spirit, it was an ascended master. But she was shown how to do it, how to promote it, and how to bring it back into this earth plane. But if you had actually Googled Rahani, Rahani was around. If people believe the Atlantic City was, it was taken away because of the way humans were abusing their powers. They become materialistic, and it was all taken away. Ra is the son of god, and Heaney is, no, it's an Egyptian, so I don't even know my own healing method, it's gone out of my head. So it was put together, but it was explained to her how and why and how to put that healing modality out into the world. It's been now going for 20 odd years, and it's in quite a few countries. It's actually in Australia as well, so I don't know if you've heard of it, Charlotte, out there. But to me, if you've had that vision, and I call them visions, if you've had someone show you something, it means single numbers, yeah, and that's what he said. So you obviously do know something about it, because you know it's Japanese, you know it means single numbers. There must be somewhere something on it. If it's to be a healing modality, there would be somewhere about it, somewhere that you can piece it together. But spirit work isn't easy. They don't throw it at you and go, oh, there you go, that's it. You don't get a manual, like A to Z, of how to do it. Sometimes you have to work it out. They only give you snippets. You have to do the hard stuff between those snippets. But for me, I would say you need to tune back into whoever it was that came to you and ask more questions. So when you're saying promote it, you need to go back first and ask why they showed it to you and why they feel you need to get that out there, because what is the benefit? Because obviously number 8 is my life plan number. It's also turn it upside down. We all know the infinity, the number of infinity. So numbers are numbers come out in all sorts of shapes and sizes. They're in the tarot cards, if you study numerology. So numbers, it's no different, than anything else that we study. There's signs and stars, and the pentacle signs using so many different things. Everything has a meaning behind it. So you need to go back, and whoever it was that came and showed you that vision, you need to go back and ask them to step forward and give you more information. If it's meant to be promoted, maybe you weren't meant to promote it. That's, and like I said, I don't know anything about that, and I'm not going to tell you what you should and shouldn't do. That's not what I'm here for. But you do need to ask more questions on it, and it may have been unique to you and those 3 people, unique to them, and that's all you were doing with it, and that's it. So go back and see if you can connect and ask more questions. So I hope that helps, Charlotte. Let's see if we can pick you a card. Laugh out loud, yes, like you just said, trust. It is trust. Number 2. Mr. Producer is saying that the number 2 is quite significant to you, Shyla. So I don't know if that's something that resonates with you, and if that's something that came out when you were doing that. First thing I would say is ask who that person was that stepped forward and gave you that vision. Ask who they are, because normally when it's something like that, they will be from an ascended master's level, or I'm going to say angels, even though people have their own opinions on angels, but someone from a very high level would have stepped forward to give you that information. And you've got third eye, number 6, third eye chakra. So obviously you must be doing some spiritual work to have been able to connect to someone like that and understand it and work with it. So for me, I feel that you need to do some work on your third eye. You need to get that open and connected. In a strange sort of way, I think I would have liked to have seen the crown chakra, but maybe you're not ready for the crown chakra, because maybe the third eye still got some blockage going on. So do some work on the third eye. Start asking questions, keep connecting, keep asking, ask them to give you more information. Write down as much as you can, even if it's coming to you in your sleep. As soon as you wake up, write down what you remember, and just keep doing that and keep working on that third eye. Do some meditations on that third eye area. You can also do a bit of tapping on it. But I just feel you need to ask more questions, reference that, what came to you and why. And let us know, because I'll be interested, because that's quite a mouthful, especially for someone like me that can't get the words out on the best of days. That is quite a mouthful, though, isn't it, to try and say that healing modality. So then maybe that's going to be broken down, because Richard's getting number 2, but I'm getting 2 words, and I feel that if that is actually meant to be now promoted and put out there, I shouldn't have used that word, but sent out there as a healing modality. That's what we call them, healing modalities. They're there to help people. They're not there to promote. But if there is a reason I'm getting 2 words, so somewhere in what you've got, I think there's 2 relevant words, and the modality will come from that. Do some more homework, get that third eye open and ask more questions, find out what it is, because you could be sitting on something that you're not connecting to, and they're trying to show it to you. So let us know, Charlotte, as well, if you get any feedback on that. And much love to you. And stop laughing, Mr. Producer. So, hi, Gemma. Hi, Marcus. Oh, I felt very honoured tonight, you SPTV host coming to watch me. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Bit, which is Joe. I know. I was just about to say that. God. Who's? Oh, right. Okay, Terry. I'm in the VIP development. I'm finding it difficult to understand how and if I'm getting things from spirit or if it's just me and my imagination. How do you get over this hurdle as it's holding me back? Terry, I think it's pretty much what we've been saying from the start of the show when I've waffled. No, it's trust. It's all about your trust. It's all about your faith. You have to. Oh, sorry, Terry. Let me just answer Charlotte. Thank you, Richard, for that number 2. I've been seeing 222 everywhere, and Jane for your advice. Loving everything you said. Thank you. Yeah, that is the next step. And yeah, so go and do some homework. We can't wait, Charlotte. We're going to find out what you come up with, and you can tune back in a fortnight and let us know. Don't tell anyone else. I want to know myself firsthand. Right. Sorry, Terry. Terry, it is trust. You've got to trust yourself, and it is your faith. And it is a hard one because sometimes when we're doing workshops or we're doing development, and we like the people and we like being in their group, but we don't always agree. I do it all the time when I'm doing groups. I don't always agree. Sometimes because if we question or we judge stuff, we then start thinking that we're not right or we're doing something wrong. But actually, it is normal and it's perfectly healthy to question, and it's perfectly healthy to think, oh, I don't know if that sits right, or I don't know if I understand that. Because if you actually say it and get it out there, then there can be a debate, and then you could get quite a valid answer back, and then you go, oh, actually, now that does make sense. Now I get it. So it could be that you're just not connecting properly at the moment, or it is just because you've blocked yourself. The biggest problem with anyone working spiritually, and and I remember it myself in the earlier days, and there are days now sometimes I don't want to work and I just don't want to do this today. Sorry if any clients are working now, watching, I'm only joking there, but it is hard. You can't always be on top all the time. You can't always be, sometimes you do need some breathing space, you need some me time, but you've got to trust what you see. Now, the worst thing, and I always say this, when I do my tarot classes, it's the first thing that comes into your head. Never backtrack, never think of something and then go, oh, it's not that, it can't be that, and say something else, because it is that. Because why did it come into your head? You're not imagining it. Someone is putting that thought in your head. And to give you an idea of how I work, because everyone works differently and everyone sees differently, especially in mediumship. When I was young, I physically see a spirit like I would see a person. They physically stood there. They looked perfectly full shape. They were full matter. They weren't see-through like ghosts that people see on telly. They were total solid shapes. But I was a lot younger and probably didn't understand, obviously. And when that obviously got dismissed and people said, oh no, it's imagination, you're not seeing it. As I got older in my teens, they started looking more see-through when I used to see them. The group is fantastic. I feel very comfortable with them all. So it's you then, Terry. It's you. If you're enjoying the group and the feedback's good, it's you. You've got to start opening up and unblocking yourself. And that goes down to you and trust. You've got to open yourself up. But you've got to trust what you see in your head, because it is like a silly camera. So when I stopped seeing the solids and they started looking more see-through, then they disappeared altogether. And when I came back and started doing psychic work 6 years ago, I then could only hear them. I could hear them, I could smell them, I couldn't physically see them. And it really took a while for me to get my head around it. And then I had to do some mediumship refreshment, because I thought this, I'm blocking this. Even I was blocking it. I'd had quite a few personal losses, so maybe I'd done it on purpose. But it's like a silly camera in my head. So I now get a vision in my head that pops in, and I visualize what the person looks like in my head. Sometimes I might look at something in my room, or I look away if I've got a face-to-face sitter, and I get a vision that way, but I'm not physically seeing no more. I'm getting almost shown a film slide, and I've got to trust that, and that's how you've got to do it, because there's no way I'm seeing that for no reason. But for me now as well, I get a lot of smells and I get a lot of noises, so I pick up lots of noises first, and then they're sort of the smell around them is always usually quite prominent to somebody. And a classic is when we did the sofa watch, and Tyler and Ricky came on. Me and Tyler are very in tune with we can smell, we can sense, but Ricky could see. So between us, it was quite interesting, wasn't it, Richard? How the difference in different mediums, especially as I was in the studio and they were in America. But me and Tyler are obviously much more connected to our senses in how we pick up the smell. But Ricky was picking up, actually seeing them, describing everything. So you've got to open yourself up. If you're enjoying the group, that your last step, I'm not sure who you're doing your development with, but your last step for me would be then, it's Marcus. Okay, so you're with Marcus. But I would say you've just got to trust everything you're getting and seeing. And the first words that come out of your mouth, if you do any card readings or even with a sitter, you must trust it. You must believe it. You're not meant to understand it. This is where people go wrong. It's not our reading. It's not the person sat in front of us. It's for them. It's not for us. So why would we understand it? And that's why we shouldn't judge what we get. And even if people don't understand it, we have to still give it to them, because they may understand it later, or it may come to them later, or and if it's a future thing, it will happen later. We mustn't misjudge what we get and feel, because we are getting it. Someone is giving it to us. We've got to trust that. We've got to trust that Spirit has given it to us. So I hope that helps, Terry. Let's pick you a card, because you're such a lovely, lovely admin person on our courses. And you've got obstacles and challenges, number 5. So, which is just pretty much what we've talked about. I do this a lot lately. I'll pick the card after I've had the conversation. Obviously, your obstacle is your trust. You've got to just a little bit more of you that's not opening up and giving yourself that ability. Number 5, obstacles and challenges. Sorry, Mr. Producer, I thought you was on your game tonight. And then obviously the challenge is for you to trust it and open up and remove that obstacle out of the way. But I always say when I pick this card for people, the orbs around it, those lovely orbs around it, is showing you are always protected in your work, especially if you're working in a group, a development group, and you've got someone like Marcus, someone that's been working for a long time as a medium, and is actually, and I know, when I worked alongside him when we did the sofa watch, he does his eviction prayers, he's opening up. You are well protected, well looked after, so you've just got to trust what you're getting, because he's set that up for you. He's put that group together, done all the work around it. He'll do all the closing down for everybody. I just feel that you've just got to now really enjoy it and go with what you're getting. It must be hard for you, to be honest, Terry, if I was being honest, because being the admin for the show, you're seeing everybody, you're doing all that hard work behind the scenes, and you're seeing all the different mediums and psychics and the people that are working on here, and the worst thing people can do is start comparing. I mean, I'm very honoured that Marcus, Deb, Tyler and Ricky have come in and watched me tonight, and I'm really, and that's great, but we should never compare ourselves. We are all totally different. We really are. And you shouldn't be thinking, just because we're all doing this, that you're not capable of doing it, because everybody is. I need to trust. Marcus sees it in me, but I don't. Lack of confidence and trust is your issue, I think. Thank you, Jane. It is all trust. Everyone that starts out mistrusts themselves. They don't, they have to sort of learn. But we have to not compare, never compare, and just go with it. Because do you know what? Some people can be really hiding a unique ability, but they keep thinking that other people that have got more experience are better. And it's not about who's better. It's about what we can offer. And if you can give that information out, you'd be surprised what you can offer. So just keep chipping away at it and keep believing what you see. It will make sense to somebody, and you've got to believe that. So carry on enjoying your group with Marcus, and perfect card. not always a perfect card, but yeah, it is for you because you know there's an obstacle there, and that's your challenge to trust. And it is, I'd say, it's the hardest thing to do when you're doing this work, to finally trust yourself. And I think any psychic, any medium will say the same. It's the hardest thing to do at the end, to trust it, and to even step out and first initially work as a working psychic medium. It's all right when you're behind the scenes, but when you step out and do it, you feel you have got to be prepared and trust everything you're getting. And yeah, it's not an easy thing to do. So you keep going, Terry. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Who else have we got, Mr. Producer? Or shall I do an advert? Shall I do the interlude? Should we say what's coming? What's coming later? Who have we got later? we got a couple of dodgy people coming on at 10:30 UK time. Yeah, I'm not. If you're not on time, he says he's not doing the show, Ricky and Tyler, if you're still watching. But yeah, where's the advert then? Come on, Mr. Producer. What a card. You're the one with the technology. You're the one with the technology. I'm just sat in the lounge, enjoying my peaceful house with a candle. I'm going to put that on the fan page. You haven't put it on yet? I can't see it. Oh, no technology. I can't see it. So can people see it out there if I can't see it? Well, they can see it. Well, I know it's Ricky and Tyler, Divine Sparkle, 10:30 UK time. See? But I can't see it. So, but there you go. But that's who's coming on tonight. And then tomorrow, we got Live with Spirit at 8 p.m. UK time. Who's that with? With I don't know. Not sure. I haven't seen them before. So whoever they are. Oh, so much work goes into this. Terry knows. Terry knows how much work goes into this. We know as hosts how much work goes into this. JC Marsh is on tomorrow. Ribbon readings. Oh, tie a yellow ribbon around it. No, I'm not singing tonight, people. I only keep that when I'm in the dark on infrared cameras. Yeah, so that's tomorrow night. Have you not got any daytime shows tomorrow then? Daytime shows? Oh, yeah. Okay, then. That's it then. That's all you've got, people. That's it. That's the only shows. And then, obviously, I'm back on Sunday on the Sunday sofa with the lovely Polly and Leah. We haven't got a guest this week. Sorry, you just got us free. So, have we got any more hellos? Hello, Lisa. My favourite place, New York. Hi, Heidi. Hi. If you've not ever seen any spirits, could you still train to be one? Ooh, yeah. Yes. I don't know what's got into you. Honest. I feel sorry for Tyler and Ricky having to put out of you after me, because it's been a right pain, boys. I'll prepare you now. Do you know what, Kim? There was a time that I would have said, and well, I still say this: everyone can be a psychic. Everyone has the ability to tune in to be a psychic, because we use our senses. We use our mainly 5 senses, but some have the good luck to have 6 senses and use it. So everyone can be a psychic. They tune into their natural ability and can do that. And a psychic, a medium can be a psychic and a medium, but a working psychic is not always necessarily a medium, and it's not always the case. But in this last year, because obviously we've been in a lockdown, and I've sort of done some retraining and refreshers and tried to sort of a bit more work on myself. In my mediumship, I think I've realised now as well, where I would have said you couldn't probably necessarily always, not everyone could be a medium, I would say now maybe that's not the case. Some people will be quite natural and take to it quite naturally, and it will be just a bit like Terry said earlier, it's just a case of trusting it and going with it. Some people would just be quite open to it and just fly with it and just take everything they get and actually get really excited by it. But I do think, yes, just because you've never seen a spirit doesn't mean you haven't sensed one around you. And I don't think there's any reason why no one cannot join a development group, a mediumship development group, and see how they get on. I'm not saying it's for everybody, and I'm not saying just because you did join a group that you would come out being a platform medium or a trance medium or even ever wanting to do mediumship again, but it may give you an insight and an opening to how mediums work and how we connect to spirit and how that energy is constantly around us all, whether we believe it, whether we trust it or not. Energy is around us all, because I've done a lot of the work on the science behind it, and energy, it's all, everything's energy. Everything around us is energy. So that is where it comes from. So yeah, I would say, Kim, if that's what you're thinking of doing, let's pick you a card, go for it. Because it's like anything, you could go anywhere and train in anything and do anything and you might not like it, but you just know at the end of it, it's a bit like, well, I won't go back there again, or no, that's not for me, but I'm glad I've done it. No one, there's no one saying we have to stick to things and do things just because we've gone and tried them out. And I think back to one of the earlier questions with the circle, maybe that's where people make a mistake when they're in a circle, because for me and my fellow hosts on here who work much more in a mediistic way than I do anyway, but for me a circle is very much for connecting with spirit and working in a medium sort of role, and it's not always for everybody, because maybe it's not a medium they want to be, maybe it is just being a psychic, reading, scrying in a crystal ball, or tarot reading, which was my first thing I did, because I could naturally read tarot cards and pick them up and understand them. Probably done them in a previous. That said, I can do tea leaves. I don't actually read a crystal ball, but I can scry in general. So I think you have to know where you feel comfortable. Although I work with tarot cards, and people that come to me mainly are for tarot readings or psychic counselling readings, I can still do other stuff, but it's where I sit comfortably, I suppose. So yeah, if that's what you're thinking of doing, go for it. I've got number 6 for you, material and spiritual. Okay, material and spiritual prosperity. We're not sure if you're still on, Kim. Number 6. Loving these single numbers tonight. Got me going now. If you are still here, Kim, let us know. Otherwise, I'll be waffling again. No one's listening to me. But yeah, material and spiritual prosperity, that sort of pretty much says, it's funny how it sort of divides it. Loads of us live in a material world, and when we're not on our path, on our sort of spiritual journey, we can be a lot more materialistic, because we're living in that day-to-day world that drags us down. And I always say, there's one thing. Oh, she is here. See, Miss Producer, not trusting that you were still here, Kim. I knew you was here, otherwise I wouldn't have pulled the card. I think this year, I've said that if people needed to learn this year that not everything we did was necessary, and sometimes we were too materialistic and we weren't looking out for the environment and looking out for other issues. It wasn't just about the negative of having to stay in and the poor people that have lost a loved one. There was a bigger picture to this. There was a real bigger picture. And for me, material and spiritual prosperity, you can have it both when you balance it out and understand it. So it hasn't got to be, you haven't got to be spiritual to go on that journey or become a psychic or be a medium. You've just got to have that interest, that belief to start following that. But you can still have a day, what I call the day job, that day, down to earth day approach. So for me, that's quite a divide when I look at that card. Even on the card, you've got the 2 fountains going up. It is like he's looking across at his lovely green fields, and he's obviously, I always say, he's in a big mansion, because he's obviously on some sort of outside terrace, and he's looking at what he's achieved. But just because people that have achieved wealth in their life isn't always the same sort of abundance that we achieve when we're on a spiritual journey. There's a different types of abundance for different reasons. But for me, that card's saying you can have it both. You just have to understand it. So I would say that card's telling me, go out and try it. Go and try and see what you think. It may not be for you, but you may find something else that you can do. I was saying earlier, healing will always be my first passion. So you never know until you start these journeys where you're going to end up, what you're going to learn, and what you're going to say, no, that's not for me. So material and spiritual prosperity for me, Kim, is go and give it a go and see what can happen. We can have both. We just have to understand it. So I hope that makes sense, Kim. I've got some weird voice going in my ear, and it's not spirit people. I think it's the producer. Goes from one extreme to the other. He's abusing me now. I preferred you the other week when you were quiet on the Sunday, so he didn't say a word. He didn't talk the whole show. That was great. Actually, it wasn't, because I thought there's something wrong with him. He's not talking. He's not even telling us off. Tina, how do you know you're a healer? As I keep getting messages about being a healer. Your hands get hot. No. Actually, Tina, you'll appreciate this, because I've got to say this. Obviously, the reason I didn't do my show last fortnight is because my car broke down, and all those lovely people drove past me in rush hour traffic. Anyone think it was a lockdown, but there wasn't. Even the police drove by and ignored me with my walking stick, stood on the grass verge. But they gave me a hire car. And it was a nice little number. It was a sports hybrid. Yeah, it did go very fast, and I was quite enjoying it. I didn't want to give it back. But I was sat driving it down the Eastern Road, which obviously Tina knows the area, and my hand started heating up on the steering wheel, and I thought, blimey, I need to go and do some self-healing or something, because clearly I've got all this energy going around. I need to do a bit of send out healing to the world. And I suddenly turned and looked, and my youngest, who lives with me, my 19-year-old, who is a car technician for Porsche, had turned on a button which heated my steering wheel. So I was driving, getting hotter and hotter, thinking it was me, and it was actually him playing with the car. But yeah, healing, it's not about knowing whether you're a natural healer or even a healer. If you are a genuinely caring person, then you have the ability to heal. It's the same as like an empath. I say people that do counselling, caring jobs, our NHS nurses and doctors, of course they have an ability to heal and care, because they're in a profession where they're helping others. So if you're doing something like that, straight away you're on the right path. But how to know whether you want to be a healer? Again, it's like anything. It comes to you. You will be drawn to certain things. You may start noticing certain healing modalities keep appearing. I'm not going to say the one that Charlotte gave us earlier on, because I can't say that, couldn't spell it, let alone say it. But obviously Reiki's the most popular one that people know of. I'm not going to say it's the most popular, but it's the one everyone relates to, because it's been going for centuries and centuries and centuries. Laugh at now, and you were going to say that. But yeah, so it's about what you get drawn to. So you might be sat in a surgery somewhere, doctor surgery, a waiting room somewhere, and you're flicking through and a Reiki sign comes up, or another healing modality. There's just so many out there now. Crystal angel here, healing, there's all sorts. That's a way of, like anything with spirit, it's showing you that maybe you're being drawn to it. If you're talking about it, you're already being drawn to it. So it's about doing really research on what you want to do. I mean, funny enough, one of the workshops that I'm thinking of putting up on the new website will be online healing for Rouhani. It will be very limited, because it's normally done face to face, but there is no reason you can't do it online. So I will be actually offering that if people want to be attuned to become a practitioner in Rouhani. So there's an option, but you really do need to do your research on it. You can't just say, oh, Jane does Rouhani, I'll go with her. One, you've got to be drawn to it. Two, you've got to know it's the right one for you. And three, and it is like anything, it's most important, you've got to work well with the teacher. Because if you, like Terry was saying over development group, if you are comfortable and relaxed with the teacher, then you're halfway there, because it's being in that company with someone that straight away gives you that feeling that you're doing the right thing. And then, you take it from there. So I'd say, Tina, go for it. And because I could be cheeky and say, just wait a bit longer till we go live on the website next week and then I'll book in a session. But no, you do your research. And again, I'll happily give you any information. I know Polly does Rouhani, same as me, and I think she did do Reiki. Kirsty does Rouhani and Reiki, doesn't she? So there's few of us on here actually do healing, and it's just such a lovely thing to do. And like I said, that's been the thing I've done the most all through lockdown: online healing and readings. That's the two things that's kept me going, because obviously I couldn't do anything else therapy wise, and obviously when I broke my leg I could still do those from a distance, but I couldn't do anything else. So it is a beautiful thing to do, and the feedback I get from people is just that in itself is so uplifting to know someone's really enjoyed that and really worked with that. So, but if you need any advice, Tina, I would happily give you that, any on that. And like I said, there's a fair few of us that do work as healers as well. So should we pick you a card, Tina, as you've asked such a lovely question? I will say, when I said about my hands getting hot, when you're actually healing somebody, depending what practice you're doing in, as hot as they may say, even though we're not allowed to touch anyone at the moment, your hands feel on them, your hands remain cold. They don't actually burn. They just remain cold. So it's quite a strange modesty, but it's quite a powerful modesty. You've got foundation and achievements, number 4. I know, that's what I mean. Charlotte started something here, hasn't she? And we've talked a lot about healing, so that's quite strange as well. And that, Tina, it's funny because I know when we did our little seance session the other night, you talked about that you lived in a cottage, and when I look at that, I get that cottage feel, and I do feel that's quite a nice little home for you now, because obviously I know where you used to live as well. So when I looked at that, I instantly got your home. I felt quite homely and quite cozy there. But that foundation and achievements for me, it's almost saying to me, there is no reason no one can start something new, however, wherever they are in their life. There is no right time or right age to do new things. And I just feel now that you are looking for something to replace, that you want something different going on, something that you can do for you and be you, more you, if that makes sense. It's sort of telling me you need to put your feet down firmly and be Tina, not Tina, wife, mother. You need to be you. And I think this would be an excellent time actually for you to start something new and do a new sort of venture for you. And the achievement isn't just getting that certificate and saying you're a practitioner, and obviously you have to register and pay insurance, but it's quite reasonable. Most insurances are reasonable for healers, but it's actually the achievement is actually being a healer and giving that out to people. And I always say, because some of my clients go, oh, that was amazing, oh, that was really wonderful, oh, you're wonderful. It's not you. That's the first rule to remember. You are a channel, and they are using that channel through you to work that healing. I certainly don't go around thinking I'm anyone special and that I'm doing that amazing thing. What I'm doing is allowing someone to channel me to do that amazing thing, but because I believe in it and I trust it and I truly do enjoy it, that is why I think that the feedback and the achievement of what I'm giving others is why I get that feedback. And I just feel that would really be quite a good thing for you to do. And I just feel that foundation achievement really is about you're in your little cottage now, you've got your nice home, but now it's what can Tina do for Tina that can make Tina happy. And I just think that, and it's also, when you get a client base, it is quite nice to have that extra income coming in as well. And I know a lot of people don't think they should talk about money when they're doing spiritual or healing work, but it is still your time, and they wouldn't have put it out there without us, for that benefit, without us having some earning from it. It's when people charge ridiculous money for it is when it's being abused. But I actually see that, and the rainbow above that card, actually, again, that NHS rainbow. I just feel there's just this world will need healing. There's no two ways about that. I want to be a trans medium healer. That is my goal. So I need your body. Yeah, I'll hold you down. Polly can do the trance. How about that? Um, um, yeah, and Richard will film it. Yeah, there's a show, people. Wait for this one. Exclusive, exclusive, exclusive coming your way. So you know what you want to do. So you've got that idea, and that so then you go with it. But I just think, if out of anything that's happened in the last year, healing will be one of the strongest things, because this world needs healing. People need healing, and people need to rebuild their lives, and not just people that have lost people. I mean, in general, we've all been affected by this in different ways, especially our mental health. And healing, for me, is the way forward. And although I'm not religious, and I hope I don't offend anyone, because I truly am not religious, but Jesus was a healer. He actually sits in the Ascended Masters. He is one of the Ascended Masters, and he was sent here to heal the world. And although it ended quite badly for him in the Bible, he knew what his destiny was, and he had done what he had to do. So it's quite a powerful, when you relate back to that. Like I said, I don't actually practice Christianity, but Jesus is an Ascended Master. He was actually called Joshua, and that's what he was sent to do as a healer. Same as Mother Teresa. There's many people out there that we know of in history that believe to Ascended Master to come and heal the world, and they have to keep sending them, because as a world we don't listen and we keep doing things wrong. So Tina, go for it, my girl. That's what I say to you. Can you heal yourself? Yes, you can, Julie. And when you become a practitioner, again, I only do Rahani. I don't do any other healing modality. But so speaking from Rahani, you become a practitioner, you become attuned to it. And then for 21 days after that, you self-heal. You do that so that you are, because it's quite an emotional experience. Some people can come away feeling totally uplifted, really happy, and just full of joy. Some people can have a bit of emotion. It's good emotion. I always say crying is good for you. It shouldn't be seen as a bad thing. But healing, even when you do get attuned, you are lifting out negative energy and past hurts in that day's training. So you do the self-healing to make sure that you're back on balance and back on track. And self-healing is done totally different to how you would work on a person. With a person, you work hands-on or hands-off. It's entirely up to the client. But on self-healing, you literally would sit, hold your hands around your solar plexus area or your chakra area. It depends where you're more comfortable. And you literally just imagine you're healing yourself and your body and how you work. We have different ways how we do it. So there's a practice in place with Rahani that you do before you start healing, and you would do that again for yourself and then do the healing. When I became a teacher, because obviously I then became a Rahani teacher, you have the same. Obviously, it's a much more intense course, because I can now attune people to become practitioners, but I can also attune practitioners to become teachers. So I can do either if you're already a practitioner. After you become a teacher, you still have to do healing for 21 days, because you are literally lifting your vibration back up. Healing is very powerful, and when you become a healer, it really does lift you into a different vibration, and you are ascending, which we talked about on Sunday Sofa on the last show. You are ascending a lot quicker in as a healer once you've done that than you would in your normal day-to-day life. Great live, really enjoyed it. Thank you, Julie, and I hope you enjoyed that. And like I said, if anyone is watching and they're interested about Rahani, anyone local, I am going to be doing a face-to-face attunement for practitioners. I haven't got a date yet, but obviously it'll be after our lift in April. But I have decided to do an online healing for practitioners, not teachers, because teachers is a little bit more intense, so that will be left to face-to-face. But I will only do 2 people, because I want it to be enjoyable, and I want it to be as intense that you're going to start, but I want it to be quite powerful and kept in that modality. So I think 2 is quite ample to do that if we do it on an online. So look out for that on the new website, because I will be launching a date on there once I go back over with Richard how to do it, because I was turned up in the learning show halfway through, because I'm very naughty because I was doing something else. So yeah, but yeah, Julie, I hope that sort of makes sense. And Tina, like I said, anything you want to know, let me know. Thank you. Very intrigued about. if you're local, Julie, like I said, we can do it face to face, and if you're not, by all means, we can set up a Zoom to give. I can do a little chat, couldn't I, really, Richard, on that first, if people wanted some questions before signing on the dotted line. I will say, I hate talking money, it's just vulgar. To become a practitioner and a teacher, they're not. It depends what you call expensive. They're not cheap. It's not like having a reading. It's not like having a healing session. You will pay a price. I'm not going to say what it is on here because it's, you know, not everyone's interested. But you then, as a practitioner, you obviously can go out and use it as a work. So it's no different than any other practitioner sort of thing that people do. So it's not just about what you're doing for people. There is also an opportunity there to have a small business alongside anything else you're doing, especially if you're a nurse or a carer. So yeah, I hope that anyone that was listening enjoyed that. So have we got anybody else? It's time for me to go. Is it time for me to shut up? Julie. We'll pick Julie a card. Better put the one that I've got out for Tina back in. It's staring at me. I think, why's that staring at me? And then I realised I don't put it back. Okay, let's pick a card for Julie. Oh, you've got moving on. Number 6 again. What is going on? 666. Actually, 6 is quite a powerful number, because you're obviously in tarot, and this is a psychic tarot deck. Everything goes 1 to 10, and obviously 1 is starting and 10 is completion. So 6, you are well on halfway over your journey and on your way to achieving what you want to achieve. So 6 isn't what I call a stagnant number. I always think 3 and 4 are little sort of numbers you want to think, oh, hurry up, move them along. But for me, as soon as I looked at that number 6 and moving on, it does make me feel that you've been. I want to keep moving into the light. It's a really weird thing. I want to keep saying, obviously it's on the screen, you can see it. I want to keep moving towards the light. I feel for you, Julie, that you have been quite a late starter in this, and I feel that you've been almost soaking up everything you're getting on your spiritual journey. The shows on here, anything really, you're just really soaking it up, and it's been quite enjoyable for you. And I just feel that the moving on is actually where you go with it, where you go forward. And like I said earlier, not everyone has to actually work in a spiritual way professionally. They just have to be spiritual. They just have to look at life differently. And I just feel, when I look at this, I feel quite bright and breezy. It's also, we know spring is coming, another couple of weeks, and we'll be putting those clocks back, forward, innit? Back, whatever. I always get it wrong. And I see all those light green leaves. It just makes me feel like you're coming out and going out into that spring, and it's all about new starts and things like that. I do feel there's something around you personally, and that moving on. I'm not getting a great. For some reason, I want to keep looking at a locket. I feel like, and actually that's weird, because tonight, and I don't wear a lot of jewelry, especially if I don't go anywhere, I actually put this locket on. It is rose quartz and it was handmade, so I just felt like I needed the extra love and support tonight. I was feeling a bit delicate myself. But I'm getting a locket. Someone's holding a locket. I feel like someone's holding a locket and looking at the locket over some memories. And that moving on for me, I feel that it's related to a loss, but I'm not actually sure it's a loss in death. I feel like it may be a loss in general, because grief can come in all sorts of ways. But I just feel that moving on is saying keep going, keep going, keep going. That's what they're sort of showing me. You must keep going, and I think you understand what that message is for, because they're just showing me this piece of jewelry and it's quite sentimental, and it's like keep going, keep going. It's almost like that jewelry is giving you the support to carry on. So I don't know what, if that makes sense to you, Julie, and I'm not getting a clear picture of who's showing me it as well. So sorry about that. Like I said, my mediumship comes and it goes. It comes and in it goes. Mine's more psychic tonight. I'm working psychically tonight, but I'm just getting that they're holding a locket. There's some relevance to a locket, and it is weird that I put mine on. So but moving on as well, I think that's got 2 meanings for you. You're really enjoying this. Like I said, late starter, late bloomer is what I want to say, but you're really enjoying it. You're embracing it. So I hope that makes sense to you, Julie. And let me know if that locket makes any sense to you as well, because like I said to Terry, we don't know why we get it, we just say it. So yeah, plug myself. I thought you said unplug myself. Charming, isn't it? That's how I end the show these days. Unplug yourself, we're done. Yes, plug myself. What can I say? Well, I think we've talked about that tonight. I am Jane Morton, psychic counsellor, psychic medium, Rahani healer, teacher, practitioner, a holistic therapist. I think I forgot how to do that actually, because it's been a while. And yeah, I'm very spiritual, and like a bit of a ghost hunt now when I do the social watch, but I'll try my hand to anything. But that's who I am. I'm very down to earth. I say what I get. If I don't get anything, I'm honest and I tell you that. And there's no frills with me, and there's no airs and graces with me. What you see is what you get, I'm afraid. But yeah, that's who I am. PM me, Jane, with costs, etc. Will do, Tina. I know it's be on the new website. It will be on the website Monday, Tina, but I will anyway, because I'm nice like that, Tina. But I will. But obviously, anything like I've plugged on here today, if anyone is interested, I will still do that through SPTV, because obviously we've got to support this channel. And if we don't, he might definitely unplug me. Bugger, I'm very late. Yes, you are, Kelly. Well, I hope you mean you're very late to me and nothing else. But yeah, you are. But no worries, Kelly. Well, don't forget though, Kelly, in another hour, if you come back on, you've got Tyler and Ricky, so you can always watch them instead of me. So yeah, so anyone, don't forget Tyler and Ricky, Divine Sparkle, on at 10:30 UK time. So we haven't quite finished yet. Richard's still got work to do. Thanks, Dad. Night to you as well. So yeah, what can I say? I've bored you all again, or I've thrilled you all again. Who knows? Amazing night. Thank you again. You're welcome, Julie. You're welcome. Didn't tell me that locket made any sense. You're welcome as well, Shyla. I hope you liked all those single numbers that were coming out. You've got us all thinking about it now. I'll probably go to bed seeing Japanese. Actually, I gave a message to someone yesterday. It's funny, and I said, that's quite Japanese. They said to wear your slippers like Aladdin, and she couldn't take it, but that's what I got. So if anyone can take that, wear your slippers like Aladdin. Maybe Charlotte can. Thank you, Joe. What? Wear your slippers like Aladdin? Yeah, we had. I did explain that to them, but they still couldn't take it. Yes, but we don't tell people they're stupid, do we? Because that's not very. Because they won't come back and see me again if I say you're stupid. Don't see me again. But yeah, that's why it's weird. And if Terry's still watching, that's why it's so weird. Thanks, Marcus. Because we get sayings like that, and although someone might actually love Aladdin or have a relevance to it, wouldn't they? But actually, there is a reason behind that. Like you just said, it's about letting yourself go free and stuff like that. But we don't know why they're telling us that. We just go with it. It's we can't always work it out for them. But I did explain that to her, but she still wouldn't take it. Thanks, Shelley. Thank you. But if anyone's got Aladdin slippers, he wants them back. What? No, I wouldn't say that with Aladdin, because Aladdin's magical and he's fun loving, unless you go with the genie. I've been looking at a locket and haven't bought it. Okay, well, buy it then, because they were showing me the locket and I said to you it didn't seem like it was a past thing, because they were saying to me they were holding it and I didn't feel like someone had passed with it. So whatever you're looking at, do it, because someone's been watching you do that. And I wish I could tell you that was Julie, but they weren't very clear to me. But that someone's watching you with that locket. Swift in the night is what it sounds like, being prepared. What, Aladdin slippers? Yeah. Yeah, it is. But this is what I love about psychic work and mediumship. That's how it proves we're all different, because what one psychic can see or medium can see and say, another one sees different. And if I gave a bit of it, that's why it's great when you do have two or three together working. You've done that before, haven't you, Richard? In the good old days when we could all see people, one medium can give some information and then the other mediums can pick up extra and give it in, because they're all getting different information from different people, but it works together. But that's why everyone's unique. No one should worry what they do, because they're different to everybody else, and that's the beauty of it. Otherwise we'd be boring. We would all be sitting there like clones. So yeah, that's a great interpretation, Sean. My gut told me when I gave it to her, it was she was stagnant, moving on, and she had some trust issues, and I just felt that it was to free herself up and be lighter, and that's why I felt that sort of saying coming. So, but yeah, she couldn't take it at all. It wasn't, and not everyone will take stuff, and anyone that works in this game, we know. Thank you, everybody. No, yeah, he's definitely getting rid of me now. But no, thank you for joining me. Thank you for coming back and seeing me after my little break. And I will see you all on Sunday on the Sunday Sofa. Please come and join us. And don't forget to stay on for Tyler and Ricky. We'll go and have a cup of tea first and then come back for Tyler and Ricky. But much love to you all, and see you in a fortnight. Thank you. Bye.